I'm not too worried about doing things the wrong way or pissing anybody off. I know I have full support from Kathryn and the staff at least. So
doing what they do best is producing revenue for my company. It's really hard to tell me someone who sells $3 million a month is not possible when he's right here. And so it's changed their belief system.
Hey, how's it going? It's Tim Brown, and this is the Plumbing and HVAC Hustle Podcast. And today I'm with Phil and Kathryn from Lee's. Where's headquarters for Lee's?
Lee's is headquartered out of Fresno, California.
And we're talking about that relationship between CEO and salesman and how you can leverage that for better results. Obviously, you guys have had a lot of results recently. Can you lead with some high numbers to help engage the viewer and listener?
Yeah, I'll take that. We entered this year, last year they did around 34 million in revenue platform wide. This year we will, organic growth and acquisitions exceed 100 million.
Insane. Insane. Well, let's just lead with that main topic. What is some things that you've found between CEO and salesman? And maybe we'll hit Phil with this one to begin with, that really helps you guys get the best out of your sales process?
Well, I've known Kathryn for a few years now, so we had a relationship before we got into Lee's. So with Kathryn, she really just paves the way for us to produce the most. So I don't have to really worry about, I'm not too worried about doing things the wrong way or pissing anybody off. I know I have full support from Kathryn and the staff at least. So
what would you say is the pavement of that analogy, paving the way? What do you think are the things that salespeople need to be the most high producing? Because you got how much in sales?
I'm just shy of 16 million for the year so far.
Absolutely insane as well.
Yeah, so just shy of 16 million going, we're just in our 9th month, almost through our 9th month of the year. The pavement for that is creating processes and systems that support the optimization of their time and energy. Doing what they do best is producing revenue for my company. So their job is to sell things, and they know what that is, and we have a culture that supports that, we have systems that support that, and we have processes that support that, and a whole staff of people that support that. Because when they're able to do their job better, it trickles down, and we're able to have higher salaries for all of our support staff, better opportunities, more education, more training, more innovation. If my salespeople, who are all technicians, let's just, we'll mark that real quick. All of the people who produce revenue for my company are highly skilled, trained technicians. But it's creating the culture where they don't have to worry about doing anything except closing the deal.
Can you give me as much specifics as you're willing to share on those processes and systems that support? Because I do think that there's a lot of companies that have very little support for their salespeople, and maybe even a little antagonism when they sell a lot.
What are the most important things to you? In your space?
I can tell you, you want to know our system and how we do it. So we have a structure where there's no salespeople here, really. I've been a technician for 20 years. Our other sales supervisors have all been technicians for at least 5 years. So we have our technicians go to jobs like tune-ups, for example, or no-cools, and they let them know what's going on. And typically what we do is we come out to confirm the challenges that the homeowner's having, and we're there to give them options on that. So.
Do you guys, you have CSRs, do they act as kind of inside sales type people? Do you have any call by call management? Do you have any kind of inside sales trainer or anything like that talks with the techs, or you just get badasses?
So we had a large group of technicians when we started this process, because this is a systems and processes that we've innovated over the past 10 months to support that amount of growth from 34 to 100 million in 10 months. With that, so we had our technicians. We identified which ones of them were high caliber, high performing employees. It didn't necessarily mean they were the best technicians. It meant that they were high performing, high caliber employees. And what we did was self-develop them into people that could control a conversation and convert the sale.
Sounds a little bit like a comfort advisor.
It does, but let me explain the difference to you, because someone says it's still the comfort advisor model. Right. But it's not, because in the comfort advisor model, you have the technician out doing the technical work, talks to the customer, and calls out, I'm going to call out my comfort advisor to advise you on your comfort with that, and they're going to come out and provide you options for the sale. At that moment in time, the customer knows that you're flipping this to a salesperson and they're coming out to provide options for the sale. We are not. My junior technicians, who are the technicians that are not quite authorized to sell new equipment yet, with that, they call a senior technician out, someone with 5 to 20 years experience in the field who can reevaluate their diagnosis, confirm their diagnosis, prepare options for repair, prepare options for replacement. And by doing that, we're providing the highest levels of service and highest levels of integrity to our customers. We're not sending a salesperson, we're sending a well-trained technician to verify your diagnosis and provide options for repair and replacement.
Would it be fair to say it's kind of a positioning in the customer's mind?
It's absolutely 100% fair that we develop these strategies to persuade consumer perception. 100%.
Respectfully, and I think it's good.
Absolutely.
It's important to note, they maybe
I think
a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I
Okay.
think
I'm just saying,
100%, and I think that acting like addressing the shift in consumer perception in our industry, if you're not doing that in your business, I'm going to put you out of business probably, to be honest with you, because the consumer perception has changed. Our target market, who's American homeowners, inflation has risen faster than their average wages. So in Lee's, just a few years ago, we had a policy that we never said the word technician on the phone. We said HVAC service specialist or plumbing service specialist, because we wanted to give the perception to the consumer, which was an antic for consumer perception, that we were a premium company and top of the top and the elite company. That's why we have van wraps. That's why you have good uniforms. That's why you have a proper brand, to influence consumer perception. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So now consumer, with their inflation going faster than their wages, the consumer perception now, they don't want top of the top. When they think top of the top and premium and elite, they think expensive, and now I'm in a position where I can't afford that. That's our current consumer perception in 2024. So we have adjusted our strategies and processes like good business owners do to address consumer perception and step up to the plate by providing higher quality service, by sending out trained technicians who can reevaluate their diagnosis and provide them the peace of mind that they're getting the highest quality service. That's why we have higher average ticket and higher conversions rates without any sales professionals, unless if you meet my technicians, they are sales professionals.
Could I kind of dive into that? What is it, 34 to 100 that you guys will probably do? Is that somewhere around there? What is driving that? So I know that you probably talked about this ad nauseum, but can you give us some high level, here are 3 things that have really helped us go from just that enormous jump in 1 year?
I can speak on, at least on the Lee's aspect. We had some acquisitions, of course, that helped.
Yeah.
But from Lee's, Tom Howard already had a very good company built up here. Everything was already structured, but there wasn't good leadership there. So we had a lot of talented people there already. So when Kathryn and I came, we built this system up, and we had to train people from scratch because the mentality was off, the culture was off, and we created a new culture, and we spent months building this up. And it just needed the proper leadership. Everything was already there. So that's why we were able to almost double it from Lee's alone.
To give some realistic numbers about how much was acquisition and how much was organic growth, through the first 9 months of the year, we went from around 34 up to 70 million. So we did about an extra 30 to 35 million on pace for organic growth, same. And then within the past months, we've done around another 30 million in acquisitions. So over 100% organic growth, and then lots more growth when we bring in the acquisitions.
Many homes suffer from inefficient HVAC systems due to leaky ducts, leading to uneven room temps, lost airflow, and higher energy costs. AeroSeal's innovative sealant technology targets and repairs leaks, improving airflow and efficiency. Increase your customer satisfaction, increase sales, and offer a unique market advantage. Become a leader in HVAC efficiency. aeroseal.com.
Talk to me about things you think would apply to other HVAC companies. I think about the $3 to $15 million HVAC contractor in their first 5 years. Maybe doesn't have some of the systems down yet, but like things that you think were kind of high leverage activities that you guys would recommend to any HVAC company.
I think one of the big things that why we were effective and are effective and continue to be effective with what we do is informing people of what's possible. When we came to Lee's, a lot of them said, no, Kathryn, it was me at first. That's not possible. That's not possible. That's not possible. It's not possible. It's really hard to tell me someone who sells $3 million a month is not possible when he's right here. And so it's changed their belief system. So I think if you're at a 3 million trying to get to 5 or 5 million trying to get to 10, you need to surround yourself with people who are already there. You can come to these events, you can join groups, you can do something as simple as listening to your podcast regularly to expose yourself to the voices that you're recording about what we're doing, that we're successful. And then when you identify that there's new information out there, you need to change your core belief system to what's possible and start acting as if.
Yeah, I had a short answer for that. It's
Okay.
No, and it's just show people.
Show people.
She had better. She was more articulate about it. But yeah, you just have to show people what's possible. So.
Yeah.
So, what was your sales again?
I'm at 16 million for the year.
16 million. Oh my God. So
In 9
it's
months.
So funny
In 9
because
months.
people, every time I have somebody on that sold a lot, I had somebody on the other day sold 6.3. The first thing is in the comments is no way, basically. So
We'll
I
provide
can show
Service
right now,
Titan
Brian.
records.
I have it on me right now. If you want to see.
Pull it up,
Will
pull
you,
it up.
like, send it to me in Messenger or something so
Oh,
I can
yeah.
put it up on the screen?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. So for those that don't think it's possible, what are some of the things that made that possible? Because I think a lot of times people are like, what's your average ticket? How many homeowners have you talked to? Like, so how are you getting that many reps in, basically? I think it's a lot of times.
Hard work.
Right.
He sold over $3 million, well over 3 million, probably closer to 3.5 in July. He worked every single day. So if you're not willing to work every single day through the heat of July, you're not going to get the same results as him. We'll just throw that out there first. Now you can
No,
answer
you're
it.
absolutely right. Like nothing great can be achieved in 40 hours. I don't even think it can be achieved in 60 hours. So my whole life revolves around it. So a lot of people they want the success, but they don't want to put in the work. Whereas my whole life's dedicated to it.
And how many years have you been doing this?
20 years.
20 years. And that's usually a common.
Where'd you start? Did you start in sales?
I started in sheet metal. Yeah, I did sheet metal, then I did startups for new construction, then I did warranty work, and then I evolved to this.
Into service and then service and sales.
And then sales, yep. In fact, I still run calls every once in a while to help the guys out. So I'm very involved with all the training for the technicians and the other sales
In
supervisors.
addition to the
Yes.
regular sales numbers.
And with our ridiculous sales numbers, we have several technicians that will cross that $10 million threshold this year. So he'll be into the 20 millions, but we have several technicians that will cross $10 million. We're not a one-man show.
Not even close, yep.
Which makes the 100 number a little easier, right? Like if you're hitting 10 with a bunch of people. So talk to me about what makes Kathryn special as a CEO.
Oh,
All right, wait for this.
Yeah, so Kathryn is probably the most inspiring person that I've met. So she makes people believe in themselves. So if there's any doubt that you have about yourself, like she's right there to let you know that you can do it. So she's probably been the most influential person I've met in my life. So she just does a great job with everybody. She's like ready to go in the morning. Like I'm exhausted listening to her sometimes. Like she's just so full of energy. She just has a gift for sure.
So what's causing all that energy besides the ketones?
I want to know
Ketones
that
are really
too.
amazing. I have been drinking ketones for like 7
really
years
want those
now. I'll
ketones.
never stop ever in my life. But the belief in people that can change. You know, I came from a rough past when now that people start to get to know me a little bit more, and a lot of people in this industry already know my brother, Tom Howard, and they ask like, are you guys really brother and sister? Like, did you grow up together, same parents, like biological? Is this for real? And I say, yeah, like we grew up in extreme poverty. It was a rough life. And we kind of went two separate ways where I was like dropped out in high school, had children very young, struggled with substance abuse, and then became incarcerated, which is I'm finding out is like a very common thing in our industry, that we went through all of these hardships and then somehow found a way that we could make a life for ourselves in the trades. And so what I know after going through all of that, if I can do it, so can everyone else, because there's nothing great and amazing and exceptional about me. And one core belief that I have is that more people can be great leaders than they think can be great leaders, but they need a purpose greater than themselves. So when we have Lee's, and I'm a constant proponent that Lee's is nothing but a brand painted up on the wall. It really means nothing to anybody. It's not even anyone's name who's affiliated with the business anymore. Lee's is made up of the people who comprise Lee's, the technicians who show up to work every single day, the CSRs who answer the phones, and the heart and the love that they have for Lee's and our executive team and innovating the business. And when they become a part of that and something, the culture that we've created at Lee's, it's very special, they start to rise up and feel empowered to become the greatest versions of themselves. And that's when you really optimize that human performance element in your business. I think that that's what we've really excelled at.
Yeah, optimizing human performance, optimizing the energy of the team, helping them feel like they have a bigger purpose. Can you, and let's just switch to you for a second on this question. Like, what are some of the things that you guys are doing to tease that out of people?
So I was a technician pretty much my whole life. So all my guys are technicians, so I can really relate to them. So it's when they're telling me what's going on with their calls or their day as far as air conditioning goes, I'm very relatable to them. So I never make them feel bad about their no sales, and I just work with them constantly, and I start building a friendship with them too. So like I have one guy, he did 750,000 in flips last year, not very good numbers, and he's over $6 million.
Not for us.
Yeah.
For some people,
You're doing
Sorry, guys. Yeah. So he's over $6 million year to date, and he's maybe some say he's crossed the line, he's got in trouble a little bit, and I always let him know that I had his back. So we always have each other's back here, always. Like,
it's a true mentorship.
Yeah.
A true mentorship, not an employee-employer relationship,
No.
not a boss, not a supervisor trainer. It's a true mentorship.
yeah, I'll
with our
tell him
technicians.
like we're gonna fly together or we're gonna die together.
And I
So-
think that that's the mentality that we have to go in, is we're approaching some really weird times. The average age of a plumber is 53 years old. The demand for our services have never been higher. The supply of our skilled labor has never been lower. As the market as a whole, we need to change consumer perception of the cost of our services so we can raise up the cost of our services on a national level so that we can increase the wage of the technician. And once we do that, we'll be able to attract more labor because it's going to be a more desirable, higher paying position. We'll be able to get people in and self-develop them and mentor them into the leaders that technicians really can be when they have the proper training, development, and mentorship. And that's really what's going to be important to every American over the next 20, 30 years to make sure that they have heating, air, plumbing, and electrical services.
So that's a big part of our mission too, long term, as far as like getting the word out about the trades, that they're awesome, that they're anchored, that they're lucrative, that they're extremely important for the communities. How do we do it? And I mean, like, besides, and I'm, trying to go in and speak with schools and stuff like that. I did recently speak at a trade school, but they already kind of know. What else can we do to help get that word out in the community? And what are you guys doing?
Well, yeah, it's already happening. I think we can say that. So I always think like air conditioning is kind of new, right? It wasn't a common thing until like the late 60s in houses, and it's becoming more lucrative every year. So it's just organically happening. So we have guys making quite a bit of money, like surgeon money, doctor's money, lawyer money, and they start telling their family. I think it's already evolving organically as it is. So, and then of course I have family around and my daughters, and they have friends, and they see that we have a very nice lifestyle, and people just start asking questions, and they start learning that way.
Okay, I've thought through this, like where it goes. My question is, does it, because it pays really well, and then like over time, over the next 10 years, does that increase DIY?
No, because only as time goes on, the ability of your average homeowner to DIY is decreasing.
It's not even in her vocabulary.
I know, I was like trying to think about that. Do it yourself, okay.
Most homeowners that are, we're coming out of baby boomers here. There's several of them when the pandemic hit didn't have a skillet in their house, let alone a screwdriver.
But I'm just saying, if the cost keeps going up, respectfully, and as it should, that potentially there will be a shift in culture underlying that broader respect and the lucrativeness of the trades back to DIY potentially. And I know it doesn't feel like it's happening right now, but could it?
I don't see that happening.
There'll always be a certain part of the market that can't afford it, and they're going to resort to other things. But when someone breaks their leg and they go to the emergency room and they don't like the price, did they shift it to DIY?
No.
No, because it's a skilled service, and they know they can't cast their leg on their own.
Yeah.
So they pay ridiculous prices in the medical industry. Do you know that there's more people in America that use heating and air and clean water to plumbers and HVAC technicians than there is people who use Western medicine to doctors? Yet the medical industry has somehow figured out how to raise the cost of their services on a national level because they're essential. Just because we're essential doesn't make us a charity, and unfortunately that's the perception and some of our business owners and consumers have, and we need to shift.
All right, we've only got a few more minutes. I'm going to ask you guys, we have a segment called Hot Takes and Cold Trends.
All right.
What is something that's controversial in the industry that you believe wholeheartedly? And then the other one is, what's something that you think people are wasting time, money, energy, or effort on that they should stop?
I want to take the controversy.
I was going to take that one. No,
Okay, no, can we both do the controversy?
Yes, go for
I
it.
gotta go for it. You go
It'd be
first.
great
You
if
go
you
first.
both
I wanna go
did
first.
both of them.
The controversy thing is everybody thinks that these guys are out here lying and spreading misinformation about it. Like, oh, you have to lie to sell air conditioners, and it just drives me crazy because there's no lying involved with anything we're doing. We're simply giving options. We just perfected the way to give options, and every homeowner has their choice on what they can do.
One tip to give better options, real quick.
Just talk to them about it. So let them know let's say you have a capacitor. Let them know, hey, your capacitor's failed a couple times. There could be some underlying issues. We can get to the heart of the problem. We can add some assist to it. Or maybe we can just talk about getting everything replaced right now so you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Okay.
Pretty simple.
Awesome.
I'm going to give my quick TED talk. I think one of the major controversies that I see online a lot has to do with the acquisition of trades companies into private equity. One of my main job at our company is to prepare to go to market, and we're transparent about it with all of our employees, and I think it's really, really important. And I think it's really important for business owners to take a look at reality right now. A lot of people thought that my brother would never partner with private equity at Lee's, but right now what we're seeing as the cost of customer acquisition goes up, and the cost of our services needs to go up, and the complexity and sophistication of our businesses needs to go up to remain sustainable, and the economy being so unstable, the amount of how deep your pockets need to be to sustain that unstable economy so that your business can continue to serve your community and so your employees continue to have jobs for the next 40 years or as long as they need, as long as they agree to trade 40 plus hours of their life for a paycheck to support their families. It is in my opinion that if you don't take a serious look at taking on a capital investor or corporate partner or private equity at this time, the people who do are probably going to put you out of business, and your employees are going to cease to have jobs, and your customers are going to cease to have the essential services that they need.
Mine?
What?
My business?
Well, your business is a little bit different than ours. But
No, it's just, I was like,
contractors,
damn, she's speaking directly to,
Yeah.
I feel,
I have conviction.
do you know something about my business
She's good
that I
at
know?
that. Yeah, she's good at that.
Yes.
You're a very good communicator. Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you.
So, last thing, cold trends. What are people wasting time, money, energy, or effort on that they should stop doing? It could be as simple as a shitty clothes that you see people doing, or it could be as complex as some service that they should stop buying.
Social media, probably. That's probably.
Oh, hell yeah.
Probably the biggest waste of
Personal,
time.
not in-
Oh, I
not
agree.
business, right?
Yeah,
Well,
we're-
I'm the other proponent. I am like spend all of my time on social media.
Are you talking about
We're
business or just-
opposite.
No, social media is a great example. I think
Okay.
that there's a point of diminishing returns. We think of it as a good thing for our business, but like past a certain point, like probably past like 20% of the time I spend on it, to be honest with you, it's probably a little bit of a waste of time, even though to a certain degree it is a good thing for
It's good at marketing, but yeah, it wastes a lot of your time. Like for me, it would serve nothing. Nothing good can come from it. You know.
I would disagree with that actually, because I'm building a personal brand. You're involved in it, so he, and that's just a difference in our objectives right now, and what my job as a CEO is, and what his job of driving revenue is. We stay. I don't tell him how to do that, and with my position is a little bit different. One thing that I would say though that people maybe waste money on is tactical sales training.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
So ridiculous. They're like, how many estimates do I make? What do I name them? Well, how much do it cost? What order do I put them in? Do I keep my hands in my pockets, or do I take them out? Do I knock on the door, or do you ring it? Like, when you get out of the car, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. If they would have took the money into all that sales madness, because it doesn't really matter, and spent it on personal development for their technicians so that they have the confidence to control the conversation and convert the call, they probably would have had way better outcomes. We don't have a tactical sales process that they follow. We have high performing, high caliber individuals who are highly technical trained, communicating with our customers, and that are able to be confident, provide the information and the solutions in a way that persuades them into our desired outcome.
Any personal development tips real quick, or like services or books or anything? What do you guys push to people to do?
I'm big on going to sleep early and waking up early. So I try to tell my people. Well, another thing too is be faithful. So that's a big thing, because you can get sidetracked in your career.
Absolutely not. I disagree. No, I'm just kidding.
And then I don't drink or smoke or anything like that. So I think if you really want to grow to your highest potential.
I feel like we're at time. I just want to be respectful of that.
Yeah,
I know
we'll
you
go.
guys.
Yeah, we
so
are
I'm going
past
to wrap
it, yeah.
up. Thank you guys so
Yep.
much for being on.
Thank you.
HVAC and Plumbing Hustle Podcast. Lee's, thank you guys very, very much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.